Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Views from the Popcorn Box. My name is Ananda, and today we are doing something a little bit different. We are talking about a TV show. Now, I feel like when God put me on this earth, he decided that I had to have a fatal flaw, right? Like the rest of us. And I think my fatal flaw is that I constantly get invested into TV shows that are ultimately canceled. I don't know. First, Love Life, Lovecraft Country, High Fidelity with Zoe Kravitz, Star, and now another one, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. I'm tired. I'm done. HBO has canceled another show. For those of you who don't know, Winning Time is based on the Lakers during the 80s during their rivalry with the Boston Celtics. So it stars Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Jerry Buss, Jerry West, and Pat Riley. The show's creators are Max Borenstein and Jim Hecht, and it's based on the book written by Jeff Pearlman, and I believe Jeff Pearlman is one of the executive producers. Now, this show has rumored to be canceled because of the lack of viewership. And it's funny because I remember when the first season was announced, and I thought it was cool, I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really care that much to watch it, so I didn't. I added it to my list, and I left it for later after I watched all the other good stuff on HBO. And at the time, I didn't know how good this was until, because of the writer's strike, there's no new shows coming out. So me and my husband were just trying to find something to watch, and we fumbled onto Winning Time a little bit before the second season was going to air, and we binged the whole first season, and it was so good. And I went to go on Twitter because, I talk about everything I watch on Twitter using the hashtags. And I was like, this hashtag is really light. Like, I do not see people talking about this movie. So because of that, this being canceled, and I said movie, but I mean TV show. Because of that, this being canceled did not surprise me because of lack of viewership, because I just simply didn't see anyone talking about it. And I also seen on Twitter, Jeff Pearlman tweeted, "I'm telling you, the future of Winning Time hangs in the balance. We need viewers. The strikes are crippling. Please help spread the word. Season 2 is amazing, but HBO is big on numbers. Hashtag Winning Time." And then proceeded to quote that tweet roughly a month ago, a little over a month ago, August 16, 2023. And to be blunt, I'm worried there won't be a season 3. And it's not about me. I'm fine. It's about a cast of amazing young actors who live this. So seriously, tell your friends to support Winning Time and show HBO you want it to continue. Peace. Hashtag Winning Time. I don't think it's fair to blame the strikes that this show is not getting viewers or wasn't getting viewers. And I don't think it's fair to put this on the audience that is low-key not really there. I mean, I tweeted about it, but I did not see that tweet. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like there was poor mishandling when it came to marketing the show. And granted, it's only had 2 seasons. But I feel like there was some dropping of the ball when it came to marketing this TV show. I mean, I knew of it, but that was all. There was no efforts put on social media. There were no efforts, or from what I've noticed, the bigger actors before the strike were not talking about it. From what I've noticed, I did see Quincy Isaiah, who plays Magic. I did see him on a roundtable, but it wasn't enough. I haven't seen enough about this. And granted, I am not the audience, but it kind of begs the question, well, who's the target audience? Because this show was set in the 80s, and you have to be basically a basketball historian to kind of know what's going to happen, which I am not. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were just names to me. I didn't really understand how they contributed to basketball or really even cared, because that's just not what I was into. I'm into basketball on a very surface, very current level. So I feel as though if you wanted to show this to people or target people who may not have known about this, then they went about it in a very horrible way. If you're trying to target a younger audience, as much as people want to call it pandering, it's the name of the game. There should have been social media efforts. There should have been TikTok efforts. There should have been something outside of, like, I'm not even sure, outside of like the regular HBO Max ads, because I don't care about that. If that's not already something I'm interested in, I don't care. And I was talking to my husband about this, and he had a very good point, saying that this is supposed to be targeted to people who watch sports. Whether you are a basketball historian or you're just interested in sports and you're like, oh, I didn't even know all this happened. This is lit. Shows like Undisputed, shows like First Things First, shows like Speak for Yourself, all this stuff. They should have been talking about it, or it should have been pushed towards them. I understand a lot of I believe Magic Johnson didn't like it. And I understand, because if you're making a dramatized version of anybody's life, I'm pretty sure they're not going to like it. They're going to say some things are a lie, what have you. Whether that's the case or not, you should use that bad publicity as good publicity. And I just did not see that. I did not see that. And granted, during Corona, The Last Dance was all anybody talks about because there were no games, but people were talking about it. People were talking about it. And the people in that world, the people in that industry are the people that y'all should have gotten to talk about this TV show. I'm not understanding. I feel as though they were just expecting people to expecting it to blow up without putting any of the other work. And that's just not how it works. And I think it's very somewhat of a cop-out to blame the writer's strike for not being able to promote this, because this is the second season we're talking about. The first season came and went, and I did not watch it. I did not care for it because I didn't hear anybody else talking about it. And while I do believe word of mouth works, you cannot try and get word of mouth on the platform that people are already, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Of course, people watching Euphoria are going to talk about it on Twitter because that's the demographic. But if we're talking or aiming stuff at people who either are older or people who don't care nothing about this, then you're going to have to branch out of just Twitter. You're going to have to branch out of just Twitter. And they just failed to do that. And it's pissing me off because this show is really that good. It really captures you in a way to where you feel like you're there. I cannot imagine how the people who were actually there watch this and will really be able to relive it. And the people who are like me, who had really no idea about any of this stuff, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is lit. This is amazing. This is turnt. Like, I'm excited to watch the next episode. This was definitely a show that I was sad when an episode ended. This is probably one of the best shows I've seen all year. And I'm not exaggerating. It was that good. And it's such a shame that it's canceled, because while I believe some shows get canceled because of the politics behind it, because of the people who are behind it, this show was one of those shows where it seemed solely on viewership. And that's something that I feel like there's something that could have been done because of that. And nothing was done. And it was just a ball dropped. And I don't know why everybody, and I say this all the time, people are not Beyonce. Y'all are fighting with TikTok. Y'all are fighting with YouTube. Market your right. Marketing works. It works if you know what you're doing. It works if you know what you're doing. You are not Beyonce. Stop thinking you're going to drop some shit, talk about it a little bit, and the people are going to flock. It's not the case. It's not the case. I think you guys should watch it. It's really a shame that it's getting canceled because it's so good, but lucky for you, you will get to hear me talk about it, and hopefully this will spark you wanting to watch it. And you never know. Maybe if enough people watch it after it got canceled, they'll bring it back, even though I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen because it never happens, but you should still watch it anyway because it's good. It is good. Now, usually when I rate films and I guess in this case a TV show, I usually go by my 3 tent poles: rewatchability, story, and cinematography. For rewatchability, I'm giving this a 5. I'm going to rewatch it, and it's so tough. Like, I actively rewatch Lovecraft Country every year around October. It's like my yearly watch, because that's one of those shows where I'm so pissed was canceled. And this is definitely a show that I'll run it back on. I would definitely give this rewatchability. I actually give it a 4 out of 5 because I really want more seasons. It's one of those shows that you just don't like. When the episode is over, I'm like, damn, I really have to wait another week. And I did not know that this show was going to be canceled. Apparently it was all being in work, so everybody was talking about it, and this is the problem because apparently not enough people were talking about it. But when that last episode aired, I was like, what the what? This is this the end of the show? Are y'all serious? And there's no way. There's no way this is the end of the show. Wow, that's crazy. Now for story, I'm going to give the story a 5 out of 5. This show has a beautiful way of delivering catharsis. It has a beautiful way of making you feel like you're in it. When I was watching this, I was a Laker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a Lakers fan. Every loss, I really felt it. Every win, I really felt it. It has a beautiful way in making you feel like you're there. It puts you in the moment in such a great way. And spoiler alert, so you guys might want to skip past this, but the last episode of the final season apparently was the 1984 finals, the whole series, game 1 to game 7. And I felt myself being on the edge of my seat the entire time. Like I'm so invested in these characters. I'm so invested in the Lakers. And even though I could easily Google all this information and Google who won, I decided not to, because I wanted the show to do its job. And it was to inform and to entertain and to put me in that same mindset of being there in 1984, watching these games back to back and literally biting my nails and biting my lip because I was so stressed. The first season, there's not a basketball game until episode 5. This show and the story and the way that it's meticulously curated to make you feel and care about everything that's going on, even outside of the game, when it comes to Jerry and Jeannie Buss's relationship, Magic and Jerry Buss's relationship, Jerry West and what his role in this Lakers organization is, Pat Riley and how he becomes comfortable in his position of head coaching, Magic and Cookie's relationship, like all of these little parts, Magic and Kareem's relationship, the things that happen with Norm and Magic, it just, and while these things are dramatized for TV, obviously, they are not shying away from all of the real crazy facts that happened, and they build up to all of this stuff so beautifully. There's literally never a moment when I'm watching the show where I'm like, I don't care about this storyline, I'm gonna skip past it, because they keep you entertained. It really is such a great, entertaining show through and through. So for that reason, I give Story a 5 out of 5. I mean, it's unparalleled how enthralling the show is, and that's why it's so confusing that it's getting canceled, because it doesn't make sense, because it really is that good. I'm not exaggerating, it really is that good. Y'all need to go and watch it, because it really is that good. Now for one of my favorite things about this show, another favorite I guess, is the cinematography. Now, Sally Richardson Whitfield is a director of a lot of these episodes. I'm pretty sure in season 2 she directed the first episode and she directed the last 2. Sally Richardson Whitfield be directing her ass off. But outside of that, the show is a marvel in cinematography. Okay, and a lot of what I was talking about earlier, as far as feeling like you're there, comes to how it is shot and how it is edited. The editing is so fast-paced and interesting. It keeps you, there's always something to look at. There's always a different point of view. And they, I'm actually not sure if they used 2 separate cameras or just used 2 cameras and made some of the footage film. Like, I don't know if they did that digitally afterwards or if they shot with a film camera. Or if they shot on film. But they would have these scenes where it would give another point of view and it would look like film and it would look like something that was shot in the 80s. And it really it's another component of making you feel like you are in 1984. You are in 1981. You are here. You are present in this moment. I want you to feel what we felt while this was happening. I want you to feel what it felt like to be here while this was happening. The cinematography and the camera work and the camera movements that happen while these actors are playing basketball is insane. It is beautiful. It is amazing. It is electric. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I know it sounds like I'm really just like singing praises and really sucking up, but it is amazing. I believe one of the actors, Solomon, who plays the character of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he had a rig on him towards the end of the season, so it'll give more dynamic shots when the ball is getting tossed. And there was even shots where it's moving through people's legs. The camera is moving through these actors' legs as they're on the court, and all this stuff is happening. It's so, y'all, it is so good. The cinematography gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Okay, it is really that good. It keeps you interested, y'all. It really does. And which is so funny that they didn't decide to market to TikTok, because a lot of TV shows right now are fighting for people's attention and their attention span. And the way in which this show cuts and edits, it makes sure that it doesn't stay on one shot too long. And that's, I believe, a testament to the attention span and the lack of attention span. So to keep people intrigued and to keep people interested, stuff got to be happening and happening fast. Even if the conversation is a slow conversation, there needs to be something happening, like fast editing and fast cuts, to keep people in it. And it's just like, how did y'all not put these two things together? This is a perfect show for somebody who doesn't have a long attention span, because they're gonna be interested. They're gonna watch it because they're used to fast cuts and things happening fast. It's a shame. It really is a shame, y'all. It really is a shame that they did not put 2 and 2 together. They didn't, and they really needed to. But cinematography gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Now, for those of you who are new to the show, who are new to Views from the Popcorn Box, I usually do my favorite scenes. I don't really have favorite scenes because I think the show is amazing, but I do say, and I will say, my favorite episode is definitely the last one. I didn't know it was the last one at the time, but they put all of, like I said, they put all of the 1984 finals in one episode. And that episode was crack. It was straight up crack. It was like, okay, now, oh, they 2 and 2. Oh, they 3 and 3. Oh, it's game 7. Oh my gosh, are the Lakers gonna win? Are the Celtics gonna win? I really felt like I was at the game. I felt like I was watching this for the first time. And I mean, I didn't know what was gonna happen. And I just want to also say that it's completely sinister to end a show named Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, and for the last episode of that show to be the 1984 finals, where they have a devastating loss to the Celtics. Are y'all serious? That was blasphemous. It was blasphemous. And I have smoke for everybody. So if you are new here, this is the part of the episode where I give my underrated pick of the week. The underrated pick of the week is basically a film, a TV show, or a movie that is underrated, and I feel like a lot of people should be talking about. I should have made Winning Time my underrated pick of the week, and maybe more people would have watched it. Maybe it wouldn't have got canceled. But anyway, this week's underrated pick is Danielle Luna, Supermodel. It is a documentary directed by Nyla Jefferson. Danielle Luna emerges as a pivotal figure as one of the first Black models to grace the cover of Vogue magazine. Yes, you heard that right. It was not Beverly Johnson. It was actually Danielle Luna. Danielle Luna has been somewhat erased from history. I knew about her because at a point in time, I was in love with fashion and everything supermodels. So I did know about Danielle Luna, but I never had the pleasure of seeing videos about her. You know what I'm saying? I really just only seen the pictures. So watching this documentary was nice because it made her feel like a real person, somebody outside of just the pictures. And she was a very famous model who Americans did not want to see in their magazines because she was prevalent in the 1960s. And I'm pretty sure you guys will figure out why Americans did not want her in their magazines. It kind of lends to my actual topic because, you know, it explores something that I was not around for. And I believe that a lot of us think like we are so much different from past generations, but we're not. We are just like them. And the more we are exposed to the things that have happened in the past, the more information and the more confidence we can move with through the future, because we are not that different. We are not that different. We are not that much different at all, honestly. So make sure y'all go. It's on HBO Max as well. So make sure y'all go check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Do. So yes, my overall rating for Winning Time is a 5 out of 5. Actors on 10. Cinematography on 10, editing on 10, music choice on 10, like story, writers, everything was on 10. And it's really such a shame. And I hopefully did not spoil it for you all. I still think y'all should go and watch it. You know, never know. You never know. Maybe if enough of us go and watch it after the fact and tweet about it, maybe once the strikes are over, even though I doubt it's going to happen, maybe once the strikes are over, they'll bring the show back because I need it. I do in fact need it. It's such a rich show. It really is. It's rich. And it's cool for, I'm pretty sure, the people who lived it and they get to relive it and get to re-experience those things. And for the people who never seen it, never cared about it, but are interested in basketball and are interested in a good story and like, oh, this is amazing. I can't believe I didn't even know this happened. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really good for everybody. I think it's good for everybody, and they should have marketed it that way. But, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all like the show, if you watched it, and let me know how they should have marketed it better. And maybe, maybe they'll take a look in the comments and they'll see if not for this show, what they can do in the future, because it's ridiculous. This show is not a show that should be canceled.